Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19. We need to talk about garden warfare, Plants vs. Zombies. In Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, there is a single-player co-op. It's not really a single-player. It's more of a co-op where you defend waves. It's a survival mode, but it's garden ops. It's the first thing in the menu. It's the first option that you can play. It is multiplayer, but it's not listed under multiplayer because it's a co-op, and you survive 10 rounds. And you try to make it 10 rounds. You can set the difficulty in 4 different, which is easy, medium, or normal, and hard, and then crazy. And I haven't tried crazy yet. It's got to be really crazy. But you defend, just like this garden right here is being defended from zombies. You defend against zombies, and the zombies come in waves, increasingly getting more difficult. It's not anything new. What is important is that if you're going to play on the more difficult settings, you need to have a good mixture of plants, and one is completely irrelevant. The Chomper is stupid in this mode because his reset after attack is so long, and there are so many enemies. It's just not a viable option to choose the Chomper in the survival rounds because he cannot live, or he cannot attack for a period of time after he gets a kill. It's not that the enemies are super hard. Maybe 1 or 2 when the bosses come out. Those are more difficult. It's that there are so many of them. You need to have a multiple attack. And that doesn't mean that everyone needs to be using pea shooters. What is important is that you have a good mixture, maybe 2 pea shooters, a cactus, because you need those potato bombs. You need to be able to do the proximity mining, making sure that there's this proximity is held down this direction or whatever. So you need the cactus. He's also going to be able to spot and go out with his garlic knot and go out and get the tombstones. So those are important. You need to have one of those. You need to have a healer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And you need to have the pea shooters. The pea shooters are going to be your hardest hitting, your strongest fighting, your longest lasting guys that are going around, and they're dropping chili bombs, and they're getting into places where they can anchor down a spot. They're throwing out their Gatling gun, and they're holding down an area. They're shutting down complete lanes of traffic because they have the ability to do so. The pea shooters are the strongest in this mode. So you make sure that you use them well. They're going to have to defend the garden. Maybe 1 to defend the garden, 1 to shoot guys that are coming from further out, try to vanquish as many zombies as possible. That would be a good idea. Now, the sunflower. You have to have a sunflower if you're going to play in a hard or above hard mode. You have to have someone to heal you. When you have the potted plants planted, you need to have someone who's there to regenerate those potted plants. Not that he has to plant new ones, but that he can heal them. And you also need someone to be able to heal you. He's the guy that's going to get you off the ground faster. And as I'm sitting here trying my best to not die and facing these zombies, you have to have someone who can pick you up. If I had a healer right here, I wouldn't have had to retreat. I would have been able to stand my ground and last a little bit longer. So it is important that you have a healer on the team. This is simple old school Dungeons and Dragons rules, which is kind of what these rules are based off of as far as the way the hits and pain works in this game, how you vanquish. So you have to have a healer. It's important that he knows how to do his role, and if you don't have a good one, you're going to find it later hard to succeed later on in the rounds. Let me know if you like this video, guys. If you need more tips and tricks for garden warfare, Plants vs. Zombies, let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.